What is going on, YouTube? PPS back. It is past the prop. It is NBA today. Smaller slate. Only a 6-gamer, but we're coming at you guys for some plays today. Should have 4 spots for you guys today. Join as always, my guys. Stu, how you doing, man?
I've been doing good, man. I've been living in your world for a couple days, going down with all the college basketball. I know we've both been sweating a lot of stuff. So I've had a great weekend, kind of take a little bit of time away from the NBA, the day-to-day grind, enjoy some March Madness. And, hey, we're refreshed, we're ready to go, and we're right back into NBA. So I'm feeling good, man.
Yeah, it was definitely a long weekend. But, yeah, so – a lot of games, a lot of sweats, a lot of, backdoor covers as everybody's bringing up from last night. Luckily, I just had money line. I didn't even try going for the spread there, dudes. Those lines are so sharp, obviously. I guess I don't even know what to say if you had Gonzaga minus 4.5. That's tough. But, yeah, it happens. It's March, man. It's March.
Yeah, no, luckily it wasn't on either side of that. I just have my Gonzaga future, so I was just happy that they were moving through right there. And then, yeah, I tailed you on Kansas State. I honestly had no clue if you actually bet them or not. We've been doing this show for so long, I just kind of assumed things that you would bet. So I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's on Kansas State. We took them. Tom Izzo, the March GOAT. Doesn't do me any wrong. Once again, back-to-back weeks of betting on Tom Izzo. Been a success. We're going to keep it moving. I don't know if you guys are in the past the prop bracket, but I do have Michigan State in my Final Four, and it's looking pretty good so far. So let's keep that going.
Yeah, I have Michigan State losing this week. 500. I'm all over Kansas State. That was my sleeper pick in my bracket talk when I had my bracket breakdowns. Obviously, Kansas State was my favorite. Now I've already starting to realize why, because they didn't want to watch any of these. Noel, they want to watch Keontae. Hopefully they beat Izzo. Obviously, I was happy to see Marquette go down. Honestly, I really don't think it's going to. I thought it was kind of a joke that they opened up as a favorite. And I will be hammering them again. So I ended up playing Kansas State for a total of 3 units yesterday, and I will be on them again and on my futures bet. So I think that they're just asking for you to bet Michigan State. So I definitely really like that plus 2.5.
Yeah, I haven't made it to any of those lines yet. I figure, we'll get started.
I'm already locked in, my guy. I'm already locked in. It's ready to go.
I respect that. So, yeah, I'm sure you guys can all tune in. We'll be doing college basketball fully on Wednesday, getting you guys prepared for these next round of games. But for today, we've got plenty of great NBA bets, which I'm excited to talk about. So, a little bit of balance here and there.
Yeah, no, it's a time to switch back over. I know it's weird even just switching my brain off of college basketball stuff because it's just been constant for the last week, thinking about nothing else. I haven't bet an NBA in a couple days, but it's weird going back. But I think we got some good spots, some decent totals, and a couple of these games that I think we could have one of those pretty big numbers in the final score.
Yeah, no, that's always what we look for in these totals, right? Is we get back to the NBA, we see the 230s, the 240s. Started a little lower at the beginning of the year, but yeah, we're peaking to madness season, especially with some of these guys that are, I don't want to say out of it, but like the Pacers Hornets tonight. Like, what are these guys really playing hardcore defense for? Nobody's really out there doing that. A lot of points, a lot of extra possessions. I don't want to spoil. I feel like if I had to guess, that's your favorite game, but I guess we can get right into that right now. Maybe I'll steal your job right here and ask you, what's your favorite game for tonight's slate?
I thought we've been doing this long enough. You'd be able to guess my favorite game, and no, I guess you haven't. I'm going to late night hammer, dude. I'm going to the Kings Jazz. I don't even care that Laurie's not playing. Huge total, fast pace, no defense, late night hammer. Everything that I could possibly want in a game is in that game. So obviously I will have a bet in that game. I'll probably have quite a few bets in that game, but really, really like that one for my favorite spot of the night.
That's fair. I don't know. I figured you might say that, but hey, Pacers Hornets, that's a real grimy game. I know PJ Washington is a hero of yours, some might say. So I figured that might have gotten the slight edge right there, but that's fair. I'm not going to pick that game because I'm definitely not going to watch that game at this point in the season. We're going Timberwolves Knicks right now. I mean, these are two teams that are actually have legitimate aspirations. The Knicks are playing great basketball, especially in the second half of the season. That'll actually be a game I'm looking forward to, watch them actually play rather than, no defense, no hustle, nothing like that.
Yeah, it's just tough for me to like that. I mean, if Anthony Edwards doesn't play, like, what's that spread? 12? That's what I mean. Like, there's so many questions on that game, at least for me, and there's a lot of questions around a lot of these games, which when a smaller slate, I really didn't expect to see that. But yeah, I'm looking at here, and there's injuries up and down the board. I mean, you can look at quite a few of these spots. I'm curious if the Warriors going to rest anybody tonight, because this would probably be the game to do it.
Yeah.
Playing the Rockets, what is that, 11? Was it 10 maybe? 10.5. 10.5 spread there. Obviously, the Luka news is interesting. He said not optimistic, but there's still a questionable tag on Kyrie. So a lot of these games are really up in the air on just kind of waiting to see what happens, on these injury reports. Hopefully they get them out early.
Yeah, no, it's the NBA, baby. We know they're not getting anything out early, but we'll adjust as best as possible. Like you said, I doubt Luka's play, and the not optimistic thing is definitely, enough to say it's probably a couple more games. And yeah, who knows with Kyrie? We'll find out about 20 minutes before game time with him, as always. But hey, we still got plenty of other spots. We can work around those games a little bit. So they didn't run into too many troubles with that quite yet.
Yeah, so we're about 7 minutes in. We got about 20 of you guys in here. Let's take a look at the chat in here. It's pretty full this morning. Appreciate you guys popping in. We got Terrence first in there. I know you had some good spots last show. I know Han had a couple games he talked about in there that I think came through, if I remember correctly. We got Turbo in there. Alpha popping in. We appreciate to see you here, man. Jose, as always, popping in here. Yeah, the TCU cover was nuts. I can't believe that even happened, to be honest. So. But yeah, Kansas State plus 2.5, dude. I mean, there's no other way to really play that game.
That's going to be tough for me, but we'll get.
Hey, I'll take your money a little more there. I'll take your money again.
Yeah, well, I'll write some opening statements for next show. I'll come in with the whole written out draft of
I would love to hear your argument on that, because I really don't know how you do it.
Hey, that's what prep time's for, baby. Give me a couple of days. I'll come up with something. Don't you worry about that.
Hey, let me just put this out there. Kansas State is actually good at guarding the three. Marquette doesn't guard the three, and they still could make threes. Yeah. So what the hell are they going to do? They can't score inside. They're not scoring inside. They're bigs. They don't score. They play defense. They don't score. So I don't know how this market continues to move this way outside of just the Izzo bias. And I'm telling you right now, it does not matter. It does not matter. I will be way too invested in Kansas State this week. I'm just like scared for my bankroll right now to be so invested in one game.
Okay, I wish I wore my Michigan State sweatshirt. I don't have it on me right now, but I'll be prepared on Wednesday. Don't you worry.
Who was your other team that got bounced right away?
I don't know. Who was I've got a lot of teams.
I remember your one team that you wore your.
West Virginia. Yeah. Yeah. That was a rough start. That's a rough start for the tournament.
Hey, I had Maryland that one, so we'll see. Yeah. And they were dogs in that one too. Dogs are barking right now, dude. If you're going to give me dog money on any of these teams, I'll take it. I bet like 4 dogs yesterday, and it was very nice. Let's pop right in then. We should have 6 spots, 6 games. Jesus, I did not know the Bulls were 9-point dogs. Holy shit. Okay. There's not many close spreads. There's 3 big blowout potential risks. And then obviously the 3 close ones there, and the Jazz one's getting wider here. Of any of these big spread games, looking at the dogs, do you think any of them have a chance to keep these close, or you just see these as blowouts? I'm talking about the Bulls being 9-point dogs in Philly, the T-Wolves 9-point dogs in New York, and the Rockets 11-point dogs at home versus the Warriors.
Yeah, I think the Timberwolves probably have the best shot. I think it depends on their injury report. Obviously, if Edwards is out, that is a little bit tougher. But they still do have, if Gobert does end up suiting up right there, they got the kind of Conley Gobert action. I know he's questionable as well. I think they can put together a very competitive game. But the Rockets, man, all of my Twitter feed is either someone's on Klay Thompson or Steph Curry. I've seen pretty much everyone I know on one of those two guys. And it's just so stressful for me. I don't know who to pick. I think they both obviously have great matchups because it's the Rockets and everybody has a great matchup. So I kind of crossed that one out unless I find something really fancy in like the first quarter. Then I'm real scared of blowouts in that one. So I'm going to say the Timberwolves, if we get some good news on their injury report, I definitely think they put together a competitive game.
Okay. I thought that was an interesting thing Jay put in here, how bad the Warriors are on the road. Definitely would be something we could see there with them having to cover 11 points there. So
that's a good point.
I do really like Kevin Porter Jr. Obviously, you guys know I'm a pretty big Kevin Porter Jr. fan, and he's been balling. So hopefully they can find a way here. So I'll kick it over to you first. We can start out with the half unit spot that you have for today. Heading to one of my boys.
Yeah, no, Josh Hart has been absolutely great to pass the prop watchers all season long. I know with your DFS takedown a little bit earlier this year, and I'm going with rebounds, 6+ rebounds. He's averaging 7.9 rebounds on the season, which is just absolutely insane for a guard, no matter what. But since coming over to the Knicks, that's even gone up a little bit more, averaging just over 8. And in that time, he played 26 minutes in the first game. I believe he only had 5 or 6 rebounds in that one. Every single game since he was traded over, he's played over 30 minutes, and he's cashed this number in every single one. 6 is actually a pretty, nice number. I was just going to play the regular 6.5, but the problem is the base number was -150, and I don't really want to lay -150 on a straight bet right here. So I figured I'd bring it down one because the hit rate is very good with 6 and 7. He's continued to play 30 minutes. I mean, he has absolutely changed. The plus minus from this bench unit went from like way negative to one of the best in basketball since he's come over to this new team right here. So clearly Hart's presence is being felt in that second unit. He's very important. And that's why he almost has a guaranteed 30 minutes every game, which is very rare for a bench player right now. So we know that rebounding is going to come through. Like I said, every game where he's played 30 minutes or more, he's hit this number fairly easily with the Knicks. So I don't think this should be too bad of a matchup, whether it's Gobert or not on the other side. It really doesn't scare me too much. He played them 3 times earlier this season on a different team, and he hit this in 2 of the 3 games, with his one miss being like a weird kind of outlier 2 rebound games. But the other, he had 7 and 8. He was looking just like himself. So the matchup doesn't scare me too much at all. I'm going to be pairing up with my guy, Jalen Brunson, right here to score 20 points. One of the most consistent guys in basketball. These are actually both your guys right here. I know Brunson, the love was more with the Mavs last year, but he's come over and done exactly what we all expect him to do. He's actually kind of, in my opinion, he's gone over expectation a little, right? There's a lot of talk on, is this signing one of those where it's, are we really going to give him that much money? But averaging 24 points on the season so far. And he came back, first game back from a little injury break, 24 points, over 30 minutes. Looked good to go. The big thing right here is matchup. I love it. Whether it's really Gobert in the paint or not, I think it's going to be one of those matchups. If it's Nas Reed, we've talked about that all the time. He's going to absolutely demolish. But what I want to target is the mid-range right here. They really, really struggle to defend the mid-range. Who has one of the best mid-range games, one of the best floaters in the NBA? It's Brunson right here. He can operate that mid-range that they really struggle to guard. Plus, he won't get the A assignment with a guy like McDaniel. He's a much longer defender, excellent defender. He'll mostly be on RJ Barrett. He'll mostly be on Julius Randle. I think Brunson will have plenty of room to operate. So consistent. I love the 20 points right here. So Hart, 6 rebounds, Brunson, 20 points, -130, playing it for half unit over on BetMGM.
Beautiful. And you're starting out with a same game parlay. I'm going to go to a parlay as well here. Cross game, though. I'm on DraftKings for this one. I'm going to Joel Embiid, 30 points. Kelly Oubre, 20. There's not much I have to say about Joel Embiid at this point on this number. I looked at this, and I was baffled. He has done this in every single game of March so far. So that's 2, 4, 6, 9 straight. 9 straight. And guess what? In 3 of those games, he played 30 or less minutes and still got 30 points, right? And Embiid is shooting, obviously, an alarming amount of free throws, 12 free throws per game in this little run that he's been having where the Sixers are just winning every single game. Obviously, I don't want it to really touch the rebounds because he really hasn't been rebounding that well, which is very surprising to me as a guy who has seen him dominate the offensive glass there as well. So he's averaging 36 points per game. in the month of March. He's doing this against a plethora of different teams, like different types of teams, right? You play a shitty Pacers team, right? Obviously, you expect him to do that. Shitty Charlotte team, you expect him to do that. But then he does it 36 and 18 on the Cavs, right? He ended up putting 31 and 10 assists on the Bucks, right? I mean, there's just so many different styles that Embiid's able to take over. And even when he's getting 5 to 7 assists, he's still getting his 30 points, right? The usage is up there. Obviously, Harden is feeding him the entire time. We're kind of seeing even in these low efficiency games or low volume games, right? He's averaging under 20 shots per game from the field, but he's still scoring 36 points per game, right? He doesn't need a lot of shot attempts to get to this number. I think he absolutely crushes it here tonight against Vucevic. In his last 3 games against him, he's hit it twice. But I mean, those were over a year ago on those. So if you don't want to look at those, I understand. But he did drop a 40 piece on him and a 30-pointer on him in his last 3 games, playing only 32 minutes in those. And we're starting to see Embiid down the stretch start adding up minutes in these close games, right? So hopefully they can stay close. Hopefully maybe we can catch a Levine heater or a DeMar DeRozan step back. Huge game there maybe on those 2-pointers there. But even with Maxey coming back healthy, all that doesn't really matter. Embiid is really matchup proof at this point, pushing for that MVP spot. And I think that he's obviously pushing to be that 2 seed, right? So Philly can host the Celtics in the playoffs. Hopefully, if the Bucks can continue to get the job done. And then going over to Oubre. Oubre has actually hit this number in every single game, but 2 this month. And in those 2 games, he missed all of his threes. So in every game he's hit a 3 this month, he's gotten to this number. And I mean, we can talk about Indiana and how shitty they are against threes. They're the 3rd worst in 3-point percentage allowed. They're 3rd or 2nd worst in terms of points allowed. They're really in the bottom of the barrel of almost every single category here. And I just think Oubre on just pure volume is going to get us there. 18 field goal attempts per game, and that does not shy away when he's sucking, right? Last game, we're getting a little bit of a buy low spot. Last game, he scored 11 points. They got 40 balled, and he only played 31 minutes. Like, this dude is just shooting more than anybody I've seen, not being a very good player. So I'll be all over this guy shooting 90% from the line this month as well. I think that's obviously going to help in a spot here where we're going to get some hacks down low on any of the drives that he has.
Yeah, no, I like this combo. I think you kind of nailed the Embiid analysis, right? With the insane volume, the insane free throw shooting. He can even get there on like a bad shooting day. It's one of those kind of situations, right? And that's what we're looking for. As for Oubre, I've been down this rodeo before. I like that you went with points, not threes. For whatever reason, he's now evolved his offensive game where he's driving to the rim. I don't know where this came from. It came when I bet on him for threes. But I kind of like how you touched on the free throws. He's shooting great from there. He'll get the technical if there's one. So I like this combo right here. Oubre, the volume's going to be there, no doubt.
Yeah, that's volume is king in this world of the NBA, especially in a game like this where closest spread of the night, only a 2-point spread between these 2 juggernaut offenses here between Indiana and the Charlotte Hornets. So it's kind of funny. We obviously, again, I will reiterate this, we don't really talk before the show much and bring this up, but we are both on the same guy here. So unofficial collab, I guess. And we'll get to that in 1 second. Brian bringing up, would you take the 22.5 or would you just kind of stay off?
As just his regular number or as part of the parlay? Because I don't know what book would force you. If you're on DraftKings or MGM, one of those, they'll have the 20+ option. Same with FanDuel. So if you're on some kind of offshore, then yeah, I mean, his regular points are 24.5, so you're still getting a slight discount. I would just hope that would be plus money right there. I guess I would take it if it's plus money. But if not, then I'd probably pass.
Okay. All right, I'll kick to you first. I'm sure we're going to kind of have the same thing that we're talking about here.
Yep, I'm going to be going with Walker Kessler over 24.5 points plus rebounds for -120 right now. Kessler has been one of my favorite guys all season long. I don't know if any of you guys are Prize Picks or blah, 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 whatever, Underdog, all those other sites. They have fantasy score as well. I definitely like that fantasy score look because you can incorporate those blocks and steals, which I've been known to play from time to time. But Kessler finds himself in an absolutely great matchup right here against the Kings, who obviously have Sabonis as their center. It's not a team that's known for rim protection. Kessler's going to score all of his points from that little restricted area. He's not shooting a three-pointer. He's not taking pull-ups. He's getting fed on the pick and roll. He's scoring in the paint, and he has a clear size advantage right here on both sides for that offensive rebounding, that defensive rebound, and all those putbacks that we expect him to be getting right here. What we absolutely love, too, in the scoring department is that there is nobody here. Lauri Markkanen ruled out already. Colin Sexton ruled out already. They're going to be trusting guys like THT to carry their offensive load, and while he's, a very solid player, he's developing pretty well, he's going to need to help have some of these guys take a little bit off of his back. So I do expect an increased workload for Kessler right here. Obviously, Olynyk as well, but now serving in a kind of a two-man rotation for the bigs rather than a three-man rotation is huge. Once he gets those 30 minutes, that's all we really need to know. When we look at his last 8 games without Lauri Markkanen, he's over in 6 of his last 8 with 1 miss coming against the Miami Heat, which is obviously a very brutal matchup. We get pretty much the complete opposite. And in some of these games, too, he kind of picks himself up, right? In one of them, I believe he only had, 9 points, but he had 16 rebounds on the other side to kind of get him to this number. So it's what we always talk about. He can have the pop-off day with the points. He can have the pop-off day with the rebounds. Such a good size mismatch right here. He's going to get the minutes. No Lauri. I just think this sets itself up to be a great late-night hammer for our guy, Walker Kessler.
Yeah, no, obviously you're on that spot. I'm on the rebound specifically. And obviously I do like the putback options. I do like the offensive rebounding part, but it's just hard for me to go away from the numbers here of just how bad. Why am I blanking right now on who they're playing? I literally just looked at it. How bad the Kings are in the paint, right? You look at their point scoring. Jazz and Sacramento both rank in the bottom 10 in terms of points per game allowed in the paint. But also, Domantas Sabonis is number 1 in the NBA in rebounding chances over his last 10 games at 22.8, 3.8 feet from the rim, which is obviously something I really like. Number 2 is Mr. Walker Kessler, sitting there in the last 10 games in rebounding chances at 22 per game over his last 10. I can't get away from that. The Lauri injury just makes it even better. Obviously, we know he's not going to be the guy that's going to be stretching the floor. It's going to be Olynyk if he does decide to be in there at the same time. I do like both. I do like Olynyk today again. I'm probably going to do something with him, I'm sure, just because the minutes are there. But, man, dude, how am I supposed to get away from Kessler here? There's just so many opportunities. Sabonis isn't like a freak athletically in terms of like being able to jump over somebody and grab a rebound, right? It's just because he's down there. That's his job. That's what he's doing. So if Kessler's got that bottom position down there, it's just going to be put a hand up, grab it, and let's go. So I do really like this game, though. There's a lot of guys I do like. I mean, even Chris Dunn might find a way to my card. There's just so many guys here that with this usage rate just flying up in the air, I think everybody's going to go to Talon Horton-Tucker, which is not a bad spot. But, man, I think even some of these other lower guys, these greasier dudes, might be the spot for me to go. And I think Kessler's obviously might be one of those that goes overlooked. And people are just kind of go for those points, right? The big points. Like maybe they go for the Olynyk points. They go for THT points. But it's going to be I think it's going to be like a Chris Dunn, Walker Kessler, maybe Obashi type of game, right? Those types of guys I think are going to have those big spots tonight. So I'm excited for this game, and I think we're going to see some pretty big points put up.
You're speaking my language, man. Anytime somebody gets injured, I am completely fine rolling around in the dirt and rather targeting some of the obvious names that people know will get a bump. Guys, like you said, like Chris Dunn or Obaji, who will clearly be playing pretty much starter minutes, but not having any of the name value that kind of carries those lines up. Kessler does have more name value now that the whole world is kind of familiar with his game right now, but I like that look. I kind of agree with you. I'll also be looking at some more of these role players as we get closer to game time as well. But hey, Kessler, our guy, he's evolved from that status. He's no longer a role player. He's a household name now, and I think he's going to show why in a great matchup tonight. I'm glad we're both on the same page here. It doesn't happen too often, but I'm always happy when it does.
Yeah, now it's just like I got to figure out who I want to run back on the other side. Obviously, you got Sabonis there. You got Fox. You got a lot of different dudes there, too. Like, this game is such a high total, It's like you got to find that value where you can. So, do really like these plays today. Looks like Porzingis coming back and will play tomorrow. Very nice for your team there. But let's do a quick recap here. And I don't know, do you have a long shot for us? Yep. Okay, so let's do our recap here and then we'll go.
Sounds good. Started out, Walker Kessler, over 24.5 points plus rebounds. Ran that one for 1 unit at -120. Then we went over to a little same game parlay, bet MGM. Jalen Brunson to score 20 points. Josh Hart, 6 rebounds. That one's -130. You're playing it for half a unit. I do see our guy Brian, his Bovada parlay at +106. I do like that angle. If you're getting that plus money, then I'm very fine bringing Brunson up a point or two right there.
Okay. And I'll be kind of ish collabing with you on the Kessler spot of 11.5 rebounds. And I'm on a parlay here between Embiid and Kelly Oubre, both to score their a lot of points, 30 points for Embiid, 20 for Oubre, -119 on FanDuel there. So make sure you pop over there and grab that. All right, Stu, what is your long shot? Obviously, I have nothing written down for you. So what do you got for it?
So for me, it's actually using that same kind of logic you just dropped. I went Jalen Green to hit 4 threes at +370. So everyone is talking about one side of the ball, right? Everyone is talking about, Klay Thompson's going to hit 10 threes. Curry is going to have 8 assists, blah, blah, blah. We're going to try to nail down that. I went to the other side. If we expect all that to happen, like what's his name? Who said it earlier? Jay? Was he the one that said how bad the Warriors are on the road? Like, if we are getting a competitive game right here, if everything does go right, we need someone on the Rockets side to keep it close. And who better than the guy that's going to be playing 40 minutes and taking pretty much 7 threes a game? That's Jalen Green right here, coming in with a little bit of good momentum, went 4 for 9 in his last game out. Had a little bit of a rough patch through that, right? When you look at his last 8 games, he's only had 4+ threes in 2 of those games, right? So you might be a little bit concerned. If there's one thing that's consistent, guess what? He's taken 7 or more threes in every single one of those games. So even when the shot isn't falling, even when he's not seeing it go down, we're seeing 1 for 7, 1 for 7. He keeps putting it up. We finally saw it go through the net yesterday, 4 for 9. Now we get a higher paced matchup against the Warriors. He's going to be chucking threes all night long. We know these kind of younger kind of players. I wouldn't say he's like a star player, but he obviously wants to be in that consideration. These young guys turn up against teams like the Warriors. They turn up against teams like the Lakers. They're actually going to have fans in the stadium for once, even though they may be Warriors fans. They got to impress them. So I think Jalen Green's going to be chucking threes all night long. I like the value at 4+ threes at +380 right here.
Oh, shit, dude. I'm going to feel so dirty taking this, dude. Oh, man, this is gross. All right. I'm going to do it, though. I'm going to go with Aaron Nesmith to score 20 points tonight at +650. This is disgusting. I get it. I wouldn't be wanting to bet this either. But, dude, minutes, 30+ minutes right now, last 3 games. Obviously, we're seeing no Halliburton. That is huge for the usage spot there. But his shot is finally falling, right? Now he's actually shooting the ball. He actually has volume without Halliburton here. And your little guy, TJ McConnell, ain't shooting the ball, right? He's going down there. He's kicking out. That's all he's doing. It's going to be between him, Nembhard, and Buddy Hield. Obviously, I see Buddy Hield is going to be back in this one. Obviously, that's important to know. I think he played the last 2 games, though, I believe. I know he missed a couple there. Let me just confirm that because I know he did miss a couple games in there. I don't know what his injury was. I think it was like toe or something. His last game was against he still played 30 minutes against the Sixers there. But Aaron Nesmith has actually scored 20 points in back-to-back games with 15 points in the game prior. They're still giving me a +650. And what I really like, again, 11, and 18 shot attempts. We're seeing the 3 ball go up in volume, right? 9, and 6 shot attempts from 3. If any of those fall, right, you just kind of see it, especially in like these college games. You start watching a little bit. It's like you hit 1, you're just going to keep chucking. And you just keep going. And it doesn't really stop once you get 1 or 2 to fall. And we're rolling with a hot hand here against an awful freaking team in Charlotte. The only reason I'm not just taking the 4 threes at +700 is because Charlotte doesn't allow that many threes because they're so bad everywhere else. They can just score and dunk it if they really want to. So I really was contemplating between threes here because he's obviously been shooting them well. But I think it's going to be points, dude. I hope this game just turns into what we expect it to be. And if I can get anybody for 30 minutes against the Charlotte defense with any sort of volume, I'm going to take it. And this is so gross. I can't believe I'm betting it. But, hey, we're here and we're betting it again today. So sign me up. Aaron Nesmith. Yes, this man plays for Indiana if you didn't know. So just heads up.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's ugly, but like you said, there is some validity, right? I mean, we got Nembhard and McConnell who don't shoot. Like, even kind of, they like a little bit more recently, but those are clearly past first guards that are very limited on the offensive side of the ball. So at a certain point, you do need somebody to step up. I think Neesmith, like you said, is coming in with a hot hand. I think Nuora, another one of your former Bucks, is a guy that he's kind of falls in that consideration of a guy that hasn't seen a shot he doesn't like as well. So I think Neesmith and Nuora are both guys to keep your eyes out for. 20 points definitely is a little bit scary, but like you said, this is a sludge fest. These are two nasty teams that are going to be playing no defense and at a high pace. So if we're going to take a risk, I'll be willing to trust you right here at the plus 650 for a little bit of sprinkle on Neesmith right here.
Yeah, and it's like I looked at it, and for like Joel Embiid, 40 points is less odds than this. And yeah, I get it. Embiid, don't even put that in the same, like I don't put those guys in the same breath, but just still like the probability of it happening, like Embiid needs to like go crazy. Neesmith just needs to get hot for about 5 minutes, dude. That's all it needs to happen. And then obviously, hopefully he just continues to ride these minutes out. And I believe he should be starting here alongside Turner. And for some reason, they just will not play Jalen Smith more than 20 minutes a game, which is obviously very nice for us as an Aaron Neesmith backer, because I don't get it. Like, why are you not playing Jalen Smith more, dude? I love watching that guy play out there, just swatting 3-4 shots a game in his 20 minutes of action. It's like, just bringing it back to DK, like he's on fire and within the first quarter because he plays 4 minutes and gets on fire and then doesn't play the rest of the half. And it's like, what the hell, dude?
Okay, well, maybe you can call him and tell him to not commit like 8 fouls per 5 seconds, because that's all he's getting blocked. And then next possession is just 3 fouls back to back to back.
So I understand your argument there, but that argument is invalid because if you play 20 minutes, why the fuck wouldn't I do it? Why wouldn't I go after him?
Yeah.
Like, I would play different if you're going to give me 30 minutes. I won't do it. But if you got 20 minutes, I'm playing like a chicken with my head cut off. I'm going after everything because that's the only way I'm getting playing time. And these guys just ain't giving me playing time. So just, hey, might as well use them. I got 6 of them.
That's fair. And hey, our guy calling our shot in the chat too. Loving the Neesmith long shot right here.
It's disgusting, dude. It hurt to come out of my mouth. But I guess it was the same thing I said with D'Angelo Russell. Wasn't expecting that to come through on rebounds. Wasn't expecting any of those things to kind of come through the way they did. So, but 34-1 on something like that Green one, I feel like is way too juiced. Like that is nice. He's going to shoot like 30 times tonight.
Exactly. I mean, like I said, even when Green's missing 7 threes in every single, like attempts in every single game, I looked at it on DraftKings first because that's what I have on my phone right here. Plus 280. I was like, not loving that. Checked FanDuel plus 370. So you're getting a 100-point difference between FanDuel and DraftKings. Always make sure to shop those lines. Pickett Sports, baby. Got the Pickett Sports app, code PTP if you're not already over there. But yeah, appreciate calling our shot, hopping in. If he wants to hop back on the show. Last time you were here, you brought us through. Good luck. We went like 7-1 that day or something. So obviously always a seat welcome for you on Pass the Prop whenever you're feeling it. Glad you're feeling the long shot right here. Hopefully we can hit one today. I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah, I know. That's like the biggest thing I've missed about NBA is you really can't bet long shot college props. Been doing well in the college prop, but you just can't bet like the 30 points. You know, you can't bet the long ones there. I mean, just hopefully you get a double lines on some of these guys. So, yeah, that's the only downfall of the college prop betting is you're not seeing those.
Hey, yesterday I hit Timmy and Miles Jr. 20+ points each, plus 350. So I found a way.
That's a parlay though. Like I'm talking about just one dude doing it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, or else I would just throw freaking plus 3,800s like I used to when I just threw like fucking 2 guys to drop 40 in a day. But yeah, Miles definitely did well. That was a good game. I was very surprised to see TCU punch him in the throat that fast. You know, like they came out and they did their thing though. They did what they needed to do and they made it a game.
Well, hell yeah. I mean, I don't know. This is a good show right here. First day back into NBA from the college basketball arena. I think we found some good props. We found some good long shots. Vibes are good. I'm feeling good right now, man.
Yeah, just again, Jalen Green 4 threes and Aaron Neesmith. Damn, sometimes I don't even remember his damn name there. So Neesmith to score 20 points. They didn't even offer 25 points on FanDuel. That's how fucking scrubby we're going here. They don't even offer his 25. So yeah, I think we're good. Stu, what do you got for him before we head out here?
Yeah, no, I mean, make sure to be on the lookout. We're going to have tons more content coming in the next couple of days. I think we just locked something in with our guy, John Legeza, for MLB futures. So that's something to keep your eyes looking for, because I'm super excited for that. John Legeza, one of our favorite guys around here. So tons of great content. MLB futures on the way. Still got NBA betting and a whole nother round of March Madness props, bets, straights, everything like that for the rest of the week. So I'm pumped, man. It's my favorite time of the year. I love when we can be firing off on multiple sports, grinding these angles, and yeah, hopefully winning some more bets.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I already have like 5 or 6 futures MLB spots already locked in, like from like a month ago. So be cool to talk about them and get them in there. So yeah, it's exciting. It's a good time. Hopefully we'll be ready for Wednesday and bringing you some more college spots. So appreciate you guys popping in. We'll see you guys on Wednesday, and hopefully we can talk about some winners. So have a good one, guys. Best of luck tonight.